here is my details. I'm Marko Nissinen, lead technical consultant. You see here a bunch of certifications, and as you see, Microsoft Teams definitely is not one of them, but I have some bunch of Workday experience. And webinar practically is first, so becoming a digital HR insider in case you want to have some more content about Workday. Safe harbor statement applies for everything I present. Most likely you are all bored of this information already, but need to say it before any presentation. First, I will give brief overview of Workday Extend and its capabilities. So it's a custom tool or application to build custom things in Workday. You might think that it's some programming or some very complicated stuff, but actually it utilizes quite a lot of Workday standard functionalities. For example, Workday business processes, web services, user interface, and security and custom objects. So all of this stuff that you are already familiar with. So it's not something completely out of outer space, so to speak. It does require its own license though, so it's not available for everybody. You need to be paying for it. Also, not just to tell overview, like you need to have some idea what you want to do with that, but like good example is that if you are, for example, frustrated with your hire process, you need to do it faster. With Workday Extend, you could build your own hire process to make it quicker. So in case, for example, you have very high amount of hires in your company and you want to make the work easier for managers or HR, you could just have like one-page hire, and then Extend handles the rest in the background. And next, I'm going to go through the key features of Workday Extend. It's not a lot of things. It's just one new thing from that is coming as a feature. So Workday is bringing case REST APIs to Workday Extend, so you are able to connect to Workday Help. Here you see some details. So it's a REST-based web service, allows you to contact Workday Help, and here you see the list of those possible web services that will be available for you. I'm afraid they were not available in community or in their testing tool yet, so I cannot show you how they work. But if you're using Workday Help, probably the terminology here tells you something. You can get calls to the cases. And in order to use these web services, you need to have the Workday Help enabled. So Workday Extend is not enough, so you need to also have Workday Help in use. Configuration, so basically as this is a REST web service, it's not something that you configure, it's something that technical guys are going to use themselves. For the sake of your making easier, if you're interested in this, I added there a link to the REST API directory that the details of this web service should be included in near future. I didn't find them yet, but I'm sure Workday will make them available soonish. More interesting part of this presentation, in my opinion, is the roadmap. So Workday Extend is a rather new thing, and the roadmap is quite active. I'm afraid this is going to be a bit technical, but I hope you get the idea that Workday is really putting effort on this Workday Extend. The investment themes for 2022 is developer experience, scale and resiliency, and expand orchestrate. What this basically means is that they want to make the life easier for developers. They want to make Extend able to handle more data, and they want to improve the orchestration of actions. The developer experience key things for this 2022 is new app components. You will be able to have components like reports or fields there. this actually makes only migration easier. This is the big impact that if you need to move the extend development from one tenant to another, you don't have to do it anymore manually. These new components allow you to migrate a bit easier. This makes it a bit safer for testing, for example. Less manual work, less chances of something going wrong. Developers will have forum. So basically, this is a place where developers can talk to each other. How it benefits you is that if you are implementing some extend app, your developers will be able to talk to other developers easier, and this will show positively. There's a partner gallery. So what this means is that you will be able to find out what partners have developed, and it will be easier for you to choose your right partner for Workday Extend. App console optimization. Well, this is basically just making it look a bit nicer. There was a problem with migrating from one tenant to another, what is coming live. So it's improved. Data component purging. So this is allowing you to purge some stuff easier than before, so easier to comply with some legal requirements. For future, you see some future actions. I think interesting here is this web-based app building that is coming. Other thing, this DevCon. It might not mean so much to you, but it means a conference for developers. So Workday is very heavily improving their partner skills and improving the developer community. This is good news for customers because the more there are developers and more partners with Extend, you will have way more options to choose from and more skilled Extend consultants. Scale and resiliency. I think that here the key thing is the increased max user concurrency. So basically Extend is able to just handle more. If you have really big business processes with a lot of data going, a lot of users impacted, they are just making it better. Other important thing is this AVS region support. So it's in EMEA area as well. So as we all know, moving data to outside European Union is sometimes not wanted. So this will allow you to follow GDPR, for example, better. Other things are rather more minor, although real-time application analytics can be interesting. Orchestrate. So basically what they will allow trigger orchestrate from business process. This will be probably quite useful for you. Error handling of orchestrate is improved in future. Looping option, for example, this allows a bit better design of some specific cases. Open API generation, this allows developers better use external tools like Postman. So that may be very interesting for business people, but for developers, this really allows to test better, and this makes your applications more stable when as developers can use better tools to test things, and it will not be so cumbersome to implement things. And that was all for Workday Extend. In case you have questions, feel free to contact me. I know that the content of this was very technical, not much like business examples, but if you have questions regarding Extend, I will be very happy to answer them also outside of this event so that your specific needs can be handled better. And I can give you some extra time so that your questions will be answered. And before you go, we highly value your feedback, and you can contact me directly also with questions. So if you have something regarding Extend that you really want to have answers to, I will be very, very happy to answer to them. We can have a special meeting and go through your needs. And if you want to have more information about Workday or HR systems in general, we have a digital HR community where you can join and you will receive useful blogs, not just some marketing material, but we really put our best skills to write blogs and information that can be valuable for you. And if that's all from my side.